All right. We're here with James, and I don't have a last name, but it could be pronounce it.
James Kardatzke.
So what? Quiver Quantitative.
Yeah, so Quiver Quantitative.
Yeah, so tell us about it.
Definitely. Yeah, so Quiver Quantitative is a free alternative data platform designed for retail investors. Not sure how familiar you guys are with alternative data. I mean, I guess I heard you talking about it a bit on the show yesterday, it sounds like. But alternative data has really exploded in the hedge fund and professional investing space over the last decade. And basically, it just refers to anything outside of traditional financial data sources that can be used to predict returns or predict how a company might be performing. So it covers a really wide variety of areas, looking at everything from, I mean, like yesterday, you're talking a bit about like EV sales. That's just one example of like an alternative data metric, but really across the spectrum, like you can track consumer interest through things like following Wall Street bets discussion, like you're talking about with the last guest a little bit. It even goes so far as like some companies have satellites that are just positioned above Walmart parking lots to see how many cars are coming in and out of the parking lots. They can get an idea of how much revenue Walmart's going to be generating in the next quarter. So it's been a space that's really been just exploding over the last decade in the professional investing world. But really, up until really lately, it's been almost completely inaccessible to retail investors or to anyone who doesn't have millions of dollars to spend every year on alternative data. So what we're doing is we're trying to make alternative data more accessible to anyone who wants to get their hands on it. And the first way we've been doing that is through quiverquant.com, where you can sign up, create a free account, and then start using a couple dozen alternative data sets that we've been scraping, aggregating, and visualizing on that platform.
Got it. So do you have like Walmart like activity right now?
No. So we don't actually, we haven't launched any satellites to start collecting that data. Most of what we're doing right now is through web scraping. So we look at a pretty wide variety of data sources, but the majority of them are sourced through scraping different sites or like scraping government data. That's mainly where we've been focusing so far.
I know one of them. It's like it does scraping. What's his name? He does scraping of a lot of job sites. He scrapes job sites. So how long you guys been around for? I'll think of the name as I'm going through this.
Yeah, we were founded about a year ago now. So February of 2020.
Did you found it?
Yeah. I founded the company alongside my twin brother, who's the CTO.
Got it. What were you guys doing before then?
We were both college students, actually. So we both graduated from UW-Madison within the last year. But I was first really inspired to found Quiver during an internship I had at a hedge fund the previous winter. And that was really where I first was exposed to alternative data and also got a little bit of experience in how to scrape it and how it can be used in the professional setting.
Got it. Yep. No, I used to look at like, Tesla sales using the different whatever they register a car and then scraping. And the one that I kind of helped the guy, he was doing a shared Microsoft Excel platform for investors. So for like when he was working at a bank, I don't know if it was Goldman, they had a problem with sharing their Excel things. So he started this company called ThinkNum, and I just didn't think there was enough users for it, and alternative data thought was interesting. So he pivoted to ThinkNum alternative data about a few years ago, and I think have you heard of that before?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of what we were trying to do early on is try to recreate some of the data sets that ThinkNum has been scraping. I mean, they're much more designed for professionals. I don't know like their pricing off the top of the head, but it's definitely the sort of thing that's more used in the professional setting. I'm guessing in the ballpark of a few $1,000s a month for access. So what we've tried to do is like kind of recreate a lot of the stuff they've done, but direct it more towards retail investors and just make it more accessible so that the information's out there for anyone who wants to use it.
Yeah, but how would a retail investor use it?
Yeah, so right now we kind of have two main ways of using our web platform. On one hand, we let people do a ticker search. So like say there's a company that you're already interested in maybe investing in, but you just want to learn more about the company, make sure that you're not missing anything. We let you do a ticker search on our site, and then you can just instantly see a lot of the alternative data sets that we've gathered on that particular name. But then we also aggregate all of our data by data set. So maybe you are just looking for new investment ideas, or you feel really strongly about a specific data source and want to stay on top of that data set and see which companies are kind of the winners and losers within that space. You can go to any of our data dashboards and then just immediately see all of the data that we've been gathering for that company. So for example, with our Wall Street Bets dashboard, you can go on there and then see like a live look at which companies have been talked about the most over the last 24 hours. And then also like input any ticker and see how a single company's mentions have trended over time.
Got it. Okay, yeah. And so you left the hedge fund. Are you done with school now?
Yeah. So I graduated in May of 2020.
Got it. I like corporate flights, but you don't have it. Like, so I'm looking Tesla corporate flights. Okay. I like corporate flights. I used to trade on corporate flights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to trade on it. Okay, let me see. No, see, it's showing me a history of all the different stocks, not just on Tesla.
So within the corporate flights dashboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
no.
Oh.
No, on the Tesla dashboard.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I swear. Let me do it again. I'm doing it wrong. Let's see. Let's see if I am doing it wrong, because I could be. So I think I may need to hit enter. Okay. This is a UI thing. I figured it defaulted, but I see what's going on here. Okay. What language is it in? It's a little slow right now for me.
Python.
All right, we got a little slow, but maybe more users are on it. Where are you based out of?
Based out of Wisconsin.
Nice. That's where you went to school, you said?
Yeah.
All right, now I got it. All right. Now I had a pull-up thing. So there isn't corporate flights on that one.
So only some companies actually register their jets in their own name. So that's just one of the inherent issues with trying to scrape data on where companies' private jets are traveling to and from, is that for a lot of these companies, they're like aware that that's something that hedge funds and investors are paying attention to. So they'll either register jets in a different name, or like they can lease jets and just not have it registered in their own name. So, I mean, that's kind of an issue with any data source you're looking at, is that once it gets popular enough, it's, other investors become aware of it, companies become aware of it. So it starts to lose some of the information that's contained in there.
Like you said, like the ThinkNum, I mean, they're looking at jobs, LinkedIn, hiring trends, Glassdoor, all that stuff. So so do you trade on it? Do you trade on any of the stuff that you're finding?
I don't personally know.
No?
Yeah.
Wait, Raz, it's producer Aaron. Are you on the site right now?
Yes, I am at producer Aaron.
Can you please share the screen so we can see it?
Yeah, I guess. Why you gotta be so bossy?
I'm sorry. I want to see the site. I'm curious. I can't.
No, I'm just joking. For the people that are gonna complain that I yelled at producer Aaron, I'm just joking, guys. You guys gotta.
Well, hey, Raz said he'd buy me a pizza if we get up to 400 likes. So
I did. I just ordered like $300 in Wingstop. So are you in the office today?
No, I'm.
Oh, can you see it? James?
Yeah.
So what should I look at on this Tesla page?
So I guess just starting from the top, in the upper left there, that's our political beta metric. This is something that was super relevant around the November election. Obviously isn't as relevant now that it's several months came and went. But what we're looking at here is basically just assigning a number for every company to see how it could be affected by different election outcomes. So basically we're looking at the correlation between changes in the political, or in the basically betting markets on the election, and then within stocks price changes, to see like whether certain companies were going up when certain presidential candidates' election odds went up, and whether certain companies' stock prices were dropping when certain presidential candidates' election odds went up. So just basically a good way of making sure that your portfolio wasn't overexposed to political risk. If like one candidate won, that you weren't going to have all your stocks tank. And also a lot of people have pretty strong opinions about who might be winning an election. So it's also a way that you can start making some trades based on, how you might think that the election is going to turn out.
But I don't necessarily know what that means, like positive versus negative.
Yeah. So I guess you can see here, if you want to zoom in a bit, for each candidate, we looked at the correlation between daily changes in their election odds with the daily changes in price. So if there's a positive number next to a candidate, it indicates that there is a positive relationship between those two events. So it means that if this candidate wins, the company would have been more likely to perform well. and if that candidate lost, they'd have been more likely to perform poorly. So once the field narrowed down to 2 candidates there, you can see Biden and Trump, those numbers are just inverses of each other. So in Tesla, there's a slight positive correlation between that company's stock price and President Biden's election odds. And before the election, it would have obviously been more useful, as you could start like planning for like how your portfolio may have performed under different election outcomes. We're planning on obviously rebooting that during midterm elections.
Got it. Okay.
The next presidential.
So I can see a lot of things to utilize with your site and your tools. We should talk offline. I could see a lot of things that can make people's lives easier. So this is the number of mentions on Wall Street Bets of Tesla right here. Is this what you're saying?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So if you go to quiverquant.com/sources-Wall Street Bets, you can actually see our Wall Street.
Will you say that faster next time?
Yeah. Oh, quiverquant.com/sources-Wall Street Bets. So this is actually our Wall Street Bets dashboard here, where you can see all of the data that we've aggregated from the Wall Street Bets forum. So as you can see, over the last 24 hours, GameStop's just completely dominated the discussion. But then also AMC, it looks like, has been uptaking a little bit just over the last couple hours. And then you can also put in any ticker at the top there to see for a specific company how the mentions have trended over time.
All right, let's do ticker RKT. RKT, and I hit enter.
Yeah.
And the enter doesn't work, so now I got to hit this. Okay. Oh, it does work. All right. So here we go. RKT. So what does this mean, sir?
Yeah, so the columns there indicate how many comments mentioned that specific ticker within the time period. So it looks like, is that mid-2018, there was just a huge spike. And then recently,
2018, I think you mean 2020. What, 2018? They haven't been around since 2018.
Too small for me to see here. What is that? Oh, mid-2020. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
back in September. You don't know Rocket?
No, I haven't followed it very closely. No.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get you to learn the markets, man. You got to know Rocket if you're gonna be playing in this game from Wisconsin. You know, we're Midwest. We're nearby you. Let's go. Come on, James. I know you're young, but I'm gonna have to wild you up, and you're gonna have to get these companies.
This, I guess.
Yeah, let's come on. Let's go. Okay, so I see people were speaking a lot. March. I would like to change. Okay, so here's the data here. Okay, I can change the trend here. Okay, that's cool. Double click to zoom back out. All right. So this is when it was mentioned a lot. Boom. And on the sentiment. So are you looking at the negative sentiment?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we also calculate, or we have a way of trying to measure whether it's positive or negative sentiment for each comment. So if you zoom back out there, you can see like kind of a trend line showing whether there's more positive discussion about the ticker or whether it's like more negative discussion.
Let's see.
So you can see recently over the last week or so, it looks like it's taken a dip for the worse in terms of sentiment.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see that. Okay. I don't know what that means. All right, let's see. Industry baskets, EVs. All right. Mentions. All right. So you guys like the scraping. They like the scrapings. They like the scrapings. All right. So this is a new company, about a year old. Are you bringing some revenue in now?
Yeah. So, I mean, everything on the web platform is completely free, but we also do have an API where if you want to tie directly into the data feeds or maybe start building an automated trading strategy on top of them, through our API, you can pay
is anyone doing that?
Yeah. So right now we have about 100 users on the API. So it's a mix of individual investors, along with some hedge funds who have been interested in tying into these data feeds. And then we're also working on some enterprise partnerships. So, for example, if like a trading platform or like a brokerage is interested in bringing this data to their own platform, our API allows them to do that.
That's good. That's good. I'm giving you a ka-ching. All right, well, dude, come back more often and let's talk. Let's talk more. I think there may be offline we can talk. There might be something we can do with this. Yeah,
sounds good.
Absolutely. So thank you. This is very cool stuff. I like how you have it organized. Very good. You're how old again?
21.
That's what I'm talking about. You were doing this before you even had a drink of alcohol. So
not quite, maybe.
almost. Okay. All right. Well, guys, splash the like for James from Quiver. Awesome company, cool alternative data. Aaron Bree wrote a little thing. You know, we can talk about the history, I think them, all that stuff. So yeah, awesome stuff. Check it out. Check the site out, guys. And QUIVERQUANT.com. So thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jason.
Yep.